up, everybody? Yours truly back in space, back in the place once again, Mickey Smith Jr. And, the question is about communication. I think it comes down to this. If you communicate, it doesn't matter what demographic you're speaking to, that you're representing, what endeavor you're pursuing. I think communication done effectively comes down to having tact. Now, a lot of times we say having tact, but what I'm saying is having tact, T-A-C-C. There has to be transparency with your communication, a level of trust, right? There also has to be authenticity. We're talking about the trust thing. You got to be transparent. You got to be authentic. You got to be who you are. My man Ray Charles said, we got to make it do what it do. And in order for it to do what it do, you got to be what you be. And too many of us, oftentimes that are failing when it comes to communication, sometimes it comes down to an authenticity and a transparency thing. It comes down to trust. You got to trust who you are and what you're doing. And when you have that trust, when you gain that trust of yourself, then it's easier for the students to gain the trust from you as well. So we come down to transparency, authenticity. I think it also comes down to clarity. Clarity. You got to have clarity with what it is you're trying to do. So look, I'll put it like this, guys. Whenever we're communicating, it's so important that we start with a level of vision. What is the vision? Because so many times we hear the old adage, we perish for a lack of knowledge. Where there's no vision, the people perish. And a lot of times the communication that we're trying to exercise is only as good as the vision that's being communicated. So my question to you today is, are we so consumed doing that we're not being? There's a reason we're called human beings and not human doings. And many times we're not able to do what needs to be done in regards to communication effectively because we have not given time to think about what is it that we're trying to be? What is our being? So for me, how does that look in my classroom? It's super, look, I'm gonna put it like this. I went shopping a few weeks back, and because I have a certain brand, my brand color is red. There's a certain look that I have for my brand. I went in shopping. I went into the store. Look, no joke, y'all. I was able to find what I was looking for in under 7 minutes. From the time I got out of my truck and I walked into the mall, boom, I found. Why? Because there was clarity, right? And there's an authenticity and a transparency to what I'm doing. There's no secrets. There's no hiding. I was able to get what it is I'm trying to get. Now watch this. Communication is giving what it is you want them to get. And in order to effectively give them the tools, you've got to know what it is that we're trying to be. So I just challenge some folks, before we open up our mouth to speak, let's make sure that we've taken time to consider what it is we're trying to communicate. And then once you know what it is you're trying to communicate in my classroom, what am I trying to communicate? I'm trying to communicate that this is a space that is not singularly about the subject matter, but it's about showing you that you matter. There's also an idea that the music that I teach is not the end all be all. It's the vehicle to carry the principles and the tools that help students understand that they are loved, valued, and wanted. That doesn't mean every day is a picnic. Sometimes I'm tough on them, but at the end of the day, it may be tough, but the good news is they're tough too. Everything that I speak and everything that I say in my classroom orbits around that central idea of subject matter cannot be superseded by the fact that they matter. So when I understand that, it puts me in a position to see the child first. And when I see the child, notice I said child, I didn't say student. Many times for me in my classroom, I have to remind myself that that's somebody's kid, right? And that ability to have vision and to see them a certain way dictates how I speak to them, how I work with them, how I communicate with them. Oh, if you ain't got vision, you don't need to open up the mouth. I think you have to see before you speak. So my question to you today is, when you're communicating, what is it that you see? I like to say, see the sound. See the sound. I need you to see your communication. Where is your communication coming from? What place? What authentic, transparent place is it coming from? And what place is it trying to take them? When you understand origin and destination, then the journey is dictated more easily and spoken more easily. So again, if I speak about that, I bring it back to GPS. Anytime we're trying to go to a place, think of communication as the directions that you hear from the device that you're using to find where you're going. The first thing the device demands is what? Destination. Where is it that we are going? Once we know where we're going, then it becomes easy for that device to communicate to you the steps necessary to take you to this place called success. And I think the same is true in our classrooms. No matter who we teach, no matter who we may be or wherever we may be, it's so imperative that we see the significance. We see the sound. Once you see the significance of the student and what it is you're doing, and you craft the vision, now the communication element becomes simple, because just like I knew what I was looking for when I went shopping, now you know what it is you're trying to say because it's connected to something. That's purpose-driven communication, which is necessary in a classroom, a boardroom, a living room, any room that you're trying to make a life room. You can bring the life, you can bring it to life by communicating in a way that speaks life. And that only comes from vision. I need you to see the sound so that you can be intentional and be consistent. For me, that's helped me so many times, making sure that what I'm speaking is taking them to a place and not just wasting space. Until next time, guys, find out more on the website, MickeySmithJr.com.